25,000 more and so dear. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter, in strife. In 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in the life? How about
Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin our graduation ceremony, I would like to remind you of a few important matters. Could you please turn off all cellular telephones now? Please remember that the university provides an official photographer who will take photographs while the graduates are receiving their certificates. No unauthorized persons will be allowed to access the presentation area during the ceremony. The university shares in your pride at this graduation, but we appeal for restraint when the names are called so that all graduates may be able to hear their names clearly. Graduates and guests are expected to remain for the duration of the ceremony. Please keep the aisles clear at all times. Emergency medical services available at the front at the undercroft and at the rear of the tent. As you will have observed, exit signs are clearly marked. You are asked to note the location of the nearest exit. In case of emergency, the ushers will guide you to the nearest assembly point. At the end of this ceremony, we ask families and friends to remain seated until the graduates' procession has exited the tent. The area will be needed to be immediately prepared for our morning's graduation ceremony. We are therefore appealing to graduates, families, and friends to assist us by leaving the tent as quickly as possible. You're welcomed to celebrate outside. We wish you an enjoyable ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem. for the Chancellor's procession.
Welcome, class of 2018. Vice Chancellor and Lady Beckles, Sir Kenneth and Lady Hall, former Premier of Turks and Caicos Islands, Dr. Rufus Ewing, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Education, Youth, Sport and Culture, St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honourable Sean Richards, Dr. Omar Davies, Custos of Kingston, Mr. Stedman Fuller and Mrs. Fuller, Mayor of Kingston and St. Andrews, Senator Delroy Williams, Mayor of Black River, Mr. Derek Sangster, honorary graduates, Professor Shirley Thompson and Dr. Carl Wellington, Ambassador Burchell Whiteman, members of the Diplomatic Corps, officers and members of the university, alumni of the UWI, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I would like to start this evening by welcoming the principal of Mona campus, Professor Dale Weber, who was inducted 3 days ago as the 7th principal of the Mona campus of the University of the West Indies. Today is a happy day. It's one for all of you to enjoy with your family and friends and to bask in well-deserved glory. Today is a happy day for Jamaica and the wider Caribbean, as another generation of Mona graduates returns to their communities, educated and energized to carry their countries and the region to new heights. I know from personal experience that as a parent, it is one of the happiest days of your life. I labored on the misconception that once my children graduated, I would be able to relax and they would take care of me. I'm still waiting, huh? I want to briefly touch on 3 issues. The first is how lucky you are to be graduating at this time. The second, the need for all of you, including myself, all of us, to become environmental warriors. And the third is the importance of recognizing opportunity when it is in front of us. You are graduating at a time of much hope and excitement. The economy of Jamaica, after nearly 50 years of difficulty, has over the last several years stabilized and is now showing distinct signs of recovery. This is also true of several of the economies of the Caribbean countries. Employment opportunities are improving. Hallelujah. At the same time, technology is rapidly changing our world. What is impossible today will be easy tomorrow. You are fortunate to be entering a world at a wonderful period of time. We at the University of the West Indies are celebrating our 70th anniversary. Having started in 1943 with 33 medical students, a set of donated medical texts, and some old barrack buildings on this site at Mona, your university has grown to some 50,000 undergraduate and graduate students. Today, the university is recognized amongst the best in the world. This should give you the confidence that the education that you received is as good as any, and that you are properly prepared for the challenges that lie ahead. You are capable of anything you put your mind to. You are limited only by your ambition and the size of your dreams. This age of technology is opening doors that did not exist in the past. Technology is flattening the playing field. It is egalitarian in its nature and can be accessed and used by anyone. We need to embrace becoming global citizens. It creates an immense opportunity to fulfill our ambitions. We are no longer tied to our physical locations, but rather we are already able to live in a global space. The challenge is to adjust to a global culture, one where we find people of common values with whom we can work together. At the same time, we need to be sensitive to differences in order to maximize the similarities among ourselves. Climate change is our crisis. Many of us have seen firsthand its devastating effects on our communities. Hurricanes are becoming more severe and rainfall more intense. No amount of strengthening of our homes, building of drains and clearing of watercourses can deal with the level of wind and the volume of rainfall that we have been experiencing. There is no guarantee that what we are witnessing are freak incidents and that they won't keep happening or become more intense. This cannot be our future. We must take climate change as a personal challenge, as it will eventually affect each of us. It is easy to say that one person cannot make any difference, but this is not true. If we become engaged, we will collectively make an immense difference. We need, as a region, to support and encourage renewable energy projects. We need to do everything possible to reduce emissions on non-biodegradable waste, particularly from the generation of electricity and from transportation devices. Plastic waste is a serious threat to our environment. It clogs up every drain and eventually ends up in the sea, where it destroys the marine environment and the food source that we are so dependent on. We must preserve our environment, as it's this environment that supports our life. It supports one of the most important industries on our islands, but especially it allows us the privilege of living on these beautiful islands. We cannot declare on one hand how much we love our country and at the same time stand by idly while its environment is destroyed. My experience has been that too often we define in advance what opportunities in life are going to suit us and close off our minds to other opportunities that may present themselves. Do not allow yourself to be boxed in to the field for which you studied for your degree. Let that be your starting point. Maintain a high degree of curiosity in everything and everyone. Opportunity often stares us in the face, and we fail to recognize it. Sometimes it is packaged differently to what we were expecting. Often it seems to present itself at an inconvenient time. Beware of passing up any opportunity, as there is no guarantee that it will come to you again. Grab it and hold on with all your strength. In summary, you are the luckiest of generations. Your future is lit bright by rapidly developing technology and an improving economy. You will have to solve the greatest challenge of our time, climate change, which will provide much opportunity to each of you in many forms. Keep an open mind. Do not dismiss these opportunities. Go out and build the countries of your dreams. Allow nothing to stand in your way. You have the education, the youth, and the confidence to do it. I do not need to tell Jamaicans to dream large. It is in your nature. I expect that the other West Indians who have been here with you and are graduating today have learned that from being at Mona and living among you. Show us all that you are the best generation yet. Thank you. We are met today in order that we may mark by a formal ceremony the entry of certain of our members into the company of graduates and the academic achievement of others. As a university, we are an academic society of undergraduates, bachelors, masters, and doctors. And we follow the academic tradition in the pursuit of knowledge and the encouragement of learning, purposes which are laid down in the preamble of the Royal Charter, by which we have been granted the powers needful for the prosecution of our affairs. In pursuing these aims, our members advance from time to time to a higher standing in the academic community, and it is proper that as a body we celebrate their achievement. It is marked by the granting of a degree or diploma or license or certificate, and we rejoice with our graduates on their achievement.
Chancellor, I now ask the public orator, Dr. Michael Buckner, to present Dr. Carl Everett Wellington, whom the Senate and the Council of the University have been pleased to recommend for the award of the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa.
All creatures of our God and King, lift up your voice and with us sing, Alleluia. Chancellor, I imagine that if animals in Jamaica, especially the cow, could actually sing, there would be a cacophony of celebration for our honorary graduate, who is the Brahman bull's best friend. Indeed, all nature in manifold witness would be in rapturous applause of a man whose heartbeat is in the land and who has dedicated his life to animal husbandry and agriculture. Chancellor, I present the world-recognized agricultural scholar, animal geneticist, an expert in breeding technologies, lecturer, cattle farmer, animal lover, if not tree hugger, Dr. the Honorable Carl Everett Wellington. Born in the humble hamlet of Hopewell, Hanover, in 1936, to a father who was a small farmer and a tailor, and to a housewife mother who was also a trader, young Carl grew up in one of the most beautiful parts of Jamaica. He had good brought-upsy. He was taught to be respectful, to cherish family values, to walk with pride, and to be ambitious. In respect to ambition, he was advised in the Kipling tradition that, quote, to walk with kings, unquote, did not mean that he should, quote, lose the common touch. He was expected to balance ambition with humility and to maintain the moral and spiritual values taught to him. From early, it must have been clear that he was academically inclined. After completing his early schooling at Watford Hill and Cape Valley elementary schools, he gained acceptance into Nakalvat Practical Training Center on a 3-year full scholarship. After a year, he was allowed to transfer to the Jamaica School of Agriculture, JSA, because he had successfully completed the London GCE qualifications by correspondence. Chancellor, This was distant learning without computers or the internet. At JSA, he was a top student, the head boy, and a first-class honors diploma graduate. In 1962, he won one of the first Jamaican independent scholarships to read for his Bachelor of Science degree in agriculture at the UWI St. Augustine campus. In Trinidad and Tobago, he was Guild Council Treasurer for the 1963-64 academic year and represented the Guild at the International Student Conference in New Zealand. Chancellor, here is where his academic story takes on a particular shine. Because of the strength and quality of his undergraduate academic work, for which he received many prizes, Wellington was invited on completion of his BSc honors to bypass the master's program and to go directly into the PhD program. That demands a round of applause. Come on. He was awarded a Jamaica government postgraduate scholarship, and he completed the doctorate in 3 years, becoming the first PhD in agriculture at the UWI. What follows is a stellar story of Dr. Wellington's professional life, in which he gave 25 years of sterling contribution to the Ministry of Agriculture, rising from agricultural assistant to director, research and development. After leaving the government service, he worked for 14 years at Alcan Jamaica Company as agricultural director, and the rain comes down as blessing on this agricultural specialist. With special responsibilities for tenant farming, land use, and the rehabilitation of bauxite lands to agriculture. In addition to his public professional life, he owned and operated Wellington's Wyeth Farms in St. Bess. As a cattle breeder, he specializes in the Jamaican Red Pole, the Jamaica Black Pole, the Jamaica Hope, and the Jamaican Brahman. Denby over the years has been his display ground for his fine bovine specimens. Just last year, at the ripe age of 81, the Gleaner reported that he walked away with 13 awards from Denby. As we are told by that reporter, Dr. Wellington's expertise, knowledge, and reputation as an academic, scientist, and cattleman is well known in countries as far as India, Australia, England, North America, Mauritius, South Africa, New Zealand, Panama, among others. Such expertise has positioned him as lecturer and examiner in agricultural courses and research projects, and consultant to such organizations as the Food and Agricultural Organization, the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation in Agriculture, and the Caribbean Agricultural Research Development Institute. Chancellor, such distinction in the academy and in public service does not usually go unrecognized. Dr. Wellington has received the Jamaica 4-H Club's Clover Award, the JSA Case Alumni Centenary Award, the Jamaica Agricultural Society's Lifetime Achievement Award, the Institute of Jamaica's Silver Musgrave Medal, the University of the West Indies Plaque of Honor, and both the Order of Distinction Commander Class and the Order of Jamaica from our government. In this year of our 70th anniversary, let us honor one who has toiled for over 60 years in the field of agriculture. And so, Chancellor, by the power vested in you by the Council and Senate of the University of the West Indies, confer on our exemplary graduate, Dr. the Honorable Carl Everett Wellington, the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
By the authority vested in me by the Senate and Council of the University of the West Indies, I now confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa of the University of the West Indies. Congratulations.
Sir, I now ask the public orator to present Professor Shirley J. Thompson, whom the Senate and the Council of the University have been pleased to recommend for the award of the degree of Doctor of Letters honoris causa.
Chancellor, I'm embarrassed to admit that I had a dream last night in which I co-opted you for this citation. Yes, Chancellor, you. Because of the compositional genius of our honorary graduate, I imagined this citation performed as a Caribbean musical tribute. And given your deep Trinidadian background, I was asking you in that dream to perform David Rudder's High Mass as a symphony of praise for the maestro in our midst. What shocked me in this dream, Chancellor, is that you agreed. Then I saw your graduation gown magically transform into carnival costume. Feathers are flying, rag in hand, waving, waving. And just a second before I was to observe your waistline bubbling, bubbling, I was unfortunately awakened from my sleep. Facing the blank screen on my computer, I realized there would be no soca song for this citation. Then I found comfort in the former orator's prayer for inspiration. Oh, for a muse of fire that would ascend the brightest heaven of invention. Oh, for a reggae music to sing a sweet citation. Chancellor, I present one who has been described as a leading voice in the world of contemporary classical music, composer, creative director, conductor, music educator, filmmaker, writer, violinist, activist, risk-taking genius, Professor Shirley Thompson. The first movement of our citation sonata must acknowledge Professor Thompson's creative daring. You might recall, Chancellor, the extraordinary London Olympics of 2012, not just for the exceptional exploits of the Caribbean athletes, but also for the spellbinding, spectacular opening ceremony. That ceremony had one of those absurdly memorable, simulated episodes in which 007 and the 86-year-old Queen jumped from a helicopter into the Olympic Stadium. One news report described the ceremony as madcap, surreal, and moving. What that report did not tell you is that the creative conception of that stupendously unforgettable ceremony came from a British Jamaican composer who now stands in our midst. This phenomenal woman, who is as inspired by European fairy tale figures Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty, as she is by Jamaican folk figures Anansi and Nanny, has been acknowledged as one of the world's most eclectic classical composers of her time. Because of her extraordinary vision, the City of London commissioned her to compose a commemorative work to celebrate London's 1,000-year history. Critics celebrated her epic musical history of London, New Nation Rising, a 21st century symphony, as, quote, a vibrant, exciting, and totally original work by a composer with breathtaking vision. In this symphony, Thompson pushed the boundaries of the genre by using kit drum, the bass guitar, dole drummers, soul singers, and a spoken word artist in her orchestral melange. Such creative irreverence has perhaps come from an emancipated imagination and a history of facing those who place stumbling blocks in her way. The second movement, Chancellor, is a story of how one English Jamaican woman of color is able to defy both educators and other cultural gatekeepers who attempted to limit her horizons. She grew up with her Jamaican parents and had a happy childhood playing rounders, netball, chess, the violin, and singing in choirs. Her Jamaican heritage was all around her, in the music her father played in the home, and in the meals of ackee and saltfish and curried goat that her mother cooked. She was very successful at academics, being an A student for most of primary school, until just before grammar school, racist teachers started depressing her grades to hamper her access to higher education. She rallied from that setback, recalling her mother's mantra that, quote, "You could achieve anything you set your mind to," unquote. By the time she completed A-levels and entered the University of Liverpool, her lecturers noted, quote, her thirst for knowledge and encouraged her. She completed a bachelor's degree in musicology, and during her first job at Novella Music Publishing, she took her original musical scores to her managing director, who upbraided her for her brashness in approaching him for support and confiscated her scores. Yet, Chancellor, these two traumatic experiences did not stymie her progress. She went on to do postgraduate studies in composition and contemporary music at Goldsmiths College, University in London, and then completed her PhD. Currently, she is reader and head of composition and performance at the University of Westminster. Shirley Thompson's dogged determination in the difficult music industry has led her to worldwide success, creating a crescendo in the third movement of her verbal sonata. With her London work, she became, quote, the first woman in Europe to have composed and conducted a symphony within the past 40 years. She was also the first woman to conduct and compose music for a BBC drama series. Her compositional repertoire includes symphonies, ballets, operas, concertos, and works for ensemble, as well as music for TV, film, and theater. She has certainly marshaled classical music into the 21st century by her multimedia ensemble, which integrates classical musical orchestration with improvisation, spoken word, dance, and pop music featuring reggae, soul, Afrobeats, and utilizing popular artists such as Bob Marley and Nina Simone. Her cutting-edge work includes her integration of video imagery and contemporary dance as exemplified in the Newham Symphony School Spectacular done for schools, commissioned compositions for the Royal Ballet School, musical theater celebrating black figures such as the unnamed slave woman who refused to dance on a slave ship, Nelson Mandela, and Barack Obama. Heroines of opera that recovers iconic historical figures such as Nanny of the Maroons, and her collaboration with scientists to integrate scientific research, composition, and performance. One of her most recent works is her Psalm to Windrush. Chancellor, she has picked up so many awards, including the Mannheim Film Festival Prize, Top TV Music Theme, the South Bank and Olivier Awards for Push, UII Luminary Award, Westminster Chancellor's Award, named Woman of the Year, and cited on the Power List of Britain's 100 most influential African and Caribbean people. Today, we add our Caribbean voices to the many anthems of applause when I ask you, Chancellor, by the power vested in you by the Council and Senate, to confer on Professor Shirley Joy Thompson the degree of Doctor of Letters honoris causa.
By the authority vested in me by the Senate and Council of the University of the West Indies, I now confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa, of the University of the West Indies. Congratulations, Professor. I now invite Dr. Carl Wellington to address the company.
Chancellor, Mr. Robert Bermudez, I am inviting you to agree that all protocols are taken as read. Thank you, sir. For all of us today, this is a special occasion. This year, the University of the West Indies celebrates 70 years of a degree-granting institution. The institution has done extremely good work in the West Indies and I dare say throughout the world. My own association with the University of the West Indies began in 1962, some 56 years ago, when, with the amalgamation of the Imperial College of Tropical Agriculture with the University of the West Indies Faculty of Agriculture, I became one of the first students to read for the Bachelor of Science degree in that institution, and 3 years later, I was awarded a Bachelor of Science degree, and as the public orator says, with honors. I proceeded thereafter to do a Doctor of Philosophy in the same university, the University of the West Indies, by 1968. Today I am being honored for that work which I got from the University of the West Indies, Faculty of Agriculture in St. Augustine, Trinidad. And that has allowed me to proceed and continue doing the work of my life as an animal geneticist. I am grateful for the opportunity of being recognized on this occasion. The task of animal genetics is not an easy one. It demands that each generation should stand on the shoulders of the previous one, and it also takes many generations to make any progress. I was a part, fortunately, of a team that began the work of developing tropically adapted breeds of cattle for Jamaica, and I dare say for the tropical regions of the world in the year 1910. This goes a far way back. And I'm happy that I was able to ride upon the work of some that went on before I did. the work that provided the pioneering aspects of animal genetics for the tropical environment has been widely recognized throughout the world, and our public orator made reference to many of these places that I had the privilege of visiting. Much progress has been made, but I dare say that the improvement still leaves much to be desired. There are many challenges. Some of these challenges are biological, while others are in the areas of economics and sociology. The task at hand is, however, achievable if we persevere and are tenacious about what is to be done. The graduating class of 2018 will no doubt face many of these challenges, but my own experience is an example that the training that has been provided by the University of the West Indies, not only here at Mona, but also at the other campuses, can give us the opportunity to achieve, the ability to achieve these things which appear to be difficult. The advice that I will give is that when we leave the institution, we should attempt to work in teams, because it is always important to have a critical mass in order to tackle and overcome challenges. Yesterday, a group of 8 honorary graduates were feted by the university here at Mona. The members in that group of 8 represented many disciplines, and it is an indication of what is expected of a university. I must thank my family, my mentors, co-workers, and associates for the role that they have played in making this occasion a success. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that the kind invitation to an agricultural scientist to address this company is recognition of the fact that without food, nothing else matters. By your applause, I am confident that we all are happy that you're hearing this bit of information from the horse's mouth. I thank you very much.
The university singers will now perform.
not an easy road. And many see the glamour and the glitter, so them think a better road. We said, who feels it knows? Ooh, Lord help me sustain these blows. I cry. It's not an easy road. And many see the glamour and the glitter, so them think a better road. We said, who feels it knows? Ooh, Lord help me sustain these blows. Everybody I try to make every end meet you every way that they endeavor. Lord God, you see, no matter what the world may say out the street, must have to survive or accept defeat. Now I'm weary, tired and dreary, got no time to waste. You better know now, it's not an easy road. And many see the glamour and the glitter, so them think a better road. We say, who feels it knows? Ooh, Lord help me sustain these blows. It's not an easy road. And many see the glamour and the glitter, so them think a better road. We say, who feels it knows? Ooh, Lord help me sustain these blows. I've been traveling all morning with such a heavy load. Now it's noon and I cannot afford to put down my burden alongside the road. Oh, I've got to hold it. I've got to humble myself like a child. Up on my face, I've got to put on a smile. Make up my mind just to walk more miles. Oh God, I got to, because I know now it's not an easy road. And many see the glamour and the glitter, so them think a better road. We say, who feels it knows? Ooh, Lord help me sustain these blows. It's not an easy road. It's not an easy road. Who feels it knows? It's not an easy road. It's not an easy road.
Chancellor, the persons whose names will be called studied in the University of the West Indies and having fulfilled the requirements of the University of the West Indies, beg leave to be presented to you and to the Senate of the University by the representatives of their respective faculties as Bachelors of Arts or Bachelors of Education or Bachelors of Fine Arts of the University of the West Indies. Sir, the Dean of the Faculty of Humanities and Education, Professor Wabinte Wariboko.
Sir, my colleagues and I ask you to receive, as graduate members of our society, these persons present who, having fulfilled the requirements of the university, have been admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Education or Bachelor of Fine Arts of this university.
By the authority vested in me, I receive these persons whose names are about to be called, and those who are unable to attend as graduate members of our society.
So, for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, I present Latoya Aitken.
Congratulations.
Karuna Atkins.
Congratulations.
With first-class honors, Shade Battis.
Congratulations, Ms. Tash.
Tashiana Bent.
Congratulations.
Shantoy Blackgrove.
Congratulations.
Edley Bremer.
Congratulations.
Meicha Brody.
Congratulations.
Christina Brown.
Congratulations.
Deidre Ann Borrell.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
With first class honors, Zari Burnett.
Congratulations, Ms. Bennett.
Shakira King.
Congratulations.
Kenisha Campbell.
Congratulations.
Kimesha Campbell.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Lorraine Campbell.
Congratulations, Ms. Campbell. Well done.
Shaquille Comrie.
Congratulations.
Ramona Carty.
Congratulations.
Georgina Chambers.
Congratulations.
Annika Schultz.
Congratulations.
Kim Loy Chong.
Congratulations.
Sonia Clark.
Congratulations.
Trudy Ann Cunningham.
Congratulations.
Kiran Davis.
Congratulations.
Colleen Dawkins.
Congratulations.
Olivia Douglas.
Congratulations.
Ajayi Dublin.
Congratulations.
Shoshana Daya.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Marsha Edwards Brown.
Congratulations, Ms. Edwards Brown. Well done.
Georgia Francis.
Congratulations.
Suena Francis.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Narissa Fraser.
Ms. Fraser, congratulations. Well done.
Shanice Gibbs.
Congratulations.
Sanik Gordon.
Congratulations.
Sirona Gordon.
Congratulations.
Dorian Graham.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Tori Haber.
Congratulations.
Candace Harris.
Congratulations.
Alex Hayden.
Congratulations.
Shamar Henry.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Ashley Hines.
Congratulations, Ms. Hines. Well done.
Fiona Hutchinson.
Congratulations.
Sandina James.
Congratulations.
Sharita James.
Congratulations.
Vanessa James.
Congratulations.
Mariah John.
Congratulations.
Disney Johnson.
Congratulations.
Genya Johnson.
Congratulations.
Sharika Grant.
Congratulations.
Mark Jones.
Congratulations.
Moyage Jones.
Congratulations.
Edward Knight.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Kimberly Lakey.
Congratulations, Ms. Lakey. Very well done.
Miquela Legistar.
Congratulations.
Joanne Lake.
Congratulations.
Devion Lyons.
Congratulations.
Dwayne Mannings.
Congratulations.
Vicleen Matthews.
Congratulations.
Yashal Monteith.
Congratulations.
Mikisha Moore.
Congratulations.
Cy Moore.
Congratulations.
Yannick Morris.
Congratulations.
Suzette Nangle.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Akira Patterson.
Ms. Patterson, congratulations. Well done.
Alicia Payton.
Congratulations.
Samantha Porter.
Congratulations.
Rayan Prescott.
Congratulations.
Kenika Kwai.
Congratulations.
Stephen Reed.
Congratulations.
Alicia Richards.
Congratulations.
Tashi Ricci. Randy Robinson.
Yes, this is that's all. Congratulations.
Randy Javni Rodney.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Lishquina Lishon. Oh? Lishona. What's this one? Savok.
What is your name? Congratulations.
With first class honors, Javon Sawyers. Sharifa Sinclair.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Shoshana Small.
Congratulations, Ms. Small. Well done.
Asnit Smith.
Congratulations.
Shona K. Stevens.
Congratulations.
Conija Stewart.
Congratulations.
Tedra Stewart.
Congratulations.
Stacy Ann Subani.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Christina Taylor.
Ms. Taylor, congratulations. Well done.
Alexander Taylor.
Congratulations.
Abigail Thomas.
Congratulations.
Priscilla Thomas. Cleo
Congratulations.
Thomas.
Congratulations.
Horatio Tomlinson.
Congratulations.
Kimberly Walker.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Howard Walters.
Congratulations, Mr. Waters.
Siobhan Walvin.
Congratulations.
Lysandra Wapp.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Andia Wellington. With first class honors, Donick Weston.
Congratulations, Ms. Weston. Well done.
Corinne White.
Congratulations.
Bevin Wilkinson.
Congratulations.
Akeelia Williams.
Congratulations.
With first-class honors, Otton Williams.
Congratulations, Mr. Williams. Well done.
Samantha Williams.
Congratulations.
Tonaya Wint.
Congratulations.
Marlon Poland.
Congratulations.
Denisa Williams.
Congratulations.
Karine Edwards.
Congratulations.
Jasmine Maxwell.
Congratulations.
Alicia Patterson.
Congratulations.
Jeffrey Appleby.
Congratulations.
Jody K. Brown.
Congratulations.
Kemis Facey.
Congratulations.
Akeem Lewis. Ashley
Congratulations.
McFarlane.
Congratulations.
Jolene Miller.
Congratulations.
Oisin Morgan.
Congratulations.
Crystal Patterson.
Congratulations.
Alicia Roberts.
Congratulations.
Yulaine Russell.
Congratulations. Did they call your name?
I haven't yet.
You have to call it. and
Lisa Sangster.
Congratulations.
Jonelle Smith.
Congratulations.
With first-class honors, Wynette Strachan.
Congratulations. Well done.
Tajira Thomas.
Congratulations.
Lance White.
Congratulations.
Ladia Young.
Congratulations.
Adelia Mayers.
Congratulations.
Daniela McCullough.
Congratulations.
Tariq Young.
Congratulations.
Shanish Walsh.
Congratulations.
Suron Knight.
Congratulations.
Dominic Gaynor.
Congratulations.
Sherry Lee Bailey.
Congratulations.
With first-class honors, Brittany Stewart.
Congratulations, Ms. Stewart. Well done.
Sir, for the degree of Bachelor of Education, I present Shamel Brown.
Congratulations.
Alicia Cummins. Shanique Dempster.
Congratulations.
Grace Dixon with first-class honors.
Congratulations.
Gabrielle Gale.
Congratulations, Ms. Gibson. Well done. Congratulations.
Tommy Gooden.
Congratulations.
Calvin Harris.
Congratulations.
Kerry Lindo.
Congratulations.
Shuyen McIntyre. Reese Norton Fisher.
Congratulations.
Jan George Reed.
Congratulations.
Anika Scale.
Congratulations.
Odell Stewart.
Congratulations.
Quentin Titus.
Congratulations.
Sir, from the open campus, I present Georgia Brown.
Congratulations.
Kanisha Campbell. Cooler Cooper.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Bevin Francis. Tertia
Congratulations.
Montague.
Congratulations.
Deidre Patterson.
Congratulations.
Alicia Thompson.
Congratulations.
Shellyan Wright. Sir, for the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts, I present Lani
Congratulations.
Michelle Coleman.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Stephanie Daly.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Delano Dolphy.
Mr. Rocky, congratulations. Well done.
Shayna Ferguson.
Congratulations.
Melissa Carr.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Joel McFarlane.
Ms. McFarlane, congratulations. Well done.
Patrick Meckel.
Congratulations.
Oshin Levy.
Congratulations.
Shoshana Mighty.
Congratulations.
Judith Kimot.
Congratulations.
Roxanne Morris.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jody K. Henry.
Congratulations.
Sir, the Dean of the Faculty of Engineering, Dr. Paul Aiken.
Sir, my colleagues and I ask you to receive as graduate members of our society these persons present who, having fulfilled the requirements of the university, have been admitted to the degree of Bachelors of Science, Engineering of this university.
By the authority vested in me, I receive these persons whose names are about to be called, and those that who are unable to attend as graduate members of our society.
Sir, for the degree of Bachelors of Science, Engineering from the St. Augustine campus, I present Cavell Williamson.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Kai Williams.
Congratulations.
Kevon Taylor.
Congratulations.
And Suen Porter.
Congratulations.
Sir, the Dean of the Faculty of Science and Technology, Professor Michael Taylor.
Sir, my colleagues and I ask you to receive as graduate members of our society these persons present who, having fulfilled the requirements of the university, have been admitted to bachelor's degrees offered in the Faculty of Science and Technology of this university.
Authority vested in me, I receive these persons whose names are about to be called and those who are unable to attend as graduate members of our society.
Sir, for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Science and Technology, I present Novandra Allen.
Congratulations.
Racine Allen.
Congratulations.
Claudine Aliman.
Congratulations.
Sayomaro Bailey.
Congratulations.
Jason Barker.
Congratulations.
Keone White.
Congratulations.
Sidney Barnaby.
Congratulations.
Adrian King.
Congratulations.
Ivana Barracks.
Congratulations.
Anicia Barrett.
Congratulations.
Tajorn Barrington.
Congratulations.
Alafia Beckford.
Congratulations.
Yannick Beckford.
Congratulations.
Ashay Benjamin.
Congratulations.
Sharice Benjamin.
Congratulations.
Denisa Bennett.
Congratulations.
Roxanne Bennett.
Congratulations.
Hasha Bent.
Congratulations.
Danielle Black.
Congratulations.
Ebonique Blair.
Congratulations.
Melissa Blair.
Congratulations.
Akeelia Blake.
Congratulations.
Kean Boucher.
Congratulations.
Pettigay Brown.
Congratulations.
Romario Brown.
Congratulations.
Shanique Brown.
Congratulations.
Venice Brown.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Johan Brown.
Congratulations, Mr. Brown.
Sashay Bryan.
Congratulations.
Janae Buchanan.
Congratulations.
Trevenia Buchanan.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Stephanie Burke.
Congratulations, Ms. Burke.
Venetia
Well done.
Burkett.
Congratulations.
Jody Ann Burton.
Congratulations.
Nicoy Kane.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Akil Calendar.
Mr. Khalid, congratulations. Well done.
Alison Campbell.
Congratulations.
Camille Campbell.
Congratulations.
Sharice Campbell.
Congratulations.
Elisa Gay Campbell.
Congratulations.
Nicole Campbell.
Congratulations.
Ozane Campbell.
Congratulations.
Roland Campbell.
Congratulations.
Trudy Ann Campbell.
Congratulations.
Heron Chambers.
Congratulations.
Shari Gay Changlong.
Congratulations.
Annalie Chen.
Congratulations.
Omar Christie.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Shanique Clark.
Congratulations, Ms. Clark. Well done.
Renee Koch.
Congratulations.
Anamika Cordner.
Congratulations.
Adrienne Corey.
Congratulations.
Roshane Cunningham.
Congratulations.
Chanel DaCosta.
Congratulations.
Zane Daniel.
Congratulations.
Novi Ann Davy.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Abigail Davis.
Congratulations, Ms. Davis. Well done.
Kamisha Davis.
Congratulations.
Naomi Dixon.
Congratulations.
Samira Dixon.
Congratulations.
Jessica Dresicki.
Congratulations.
Renee Duhaney.
Congratulations.
Giovanna Dunbar.
Congratulations.
Kurt Edmondson.
Congratulations.
Kareem Edwards.
Congratulations.
Andre Edwards.
Congratulations.
Makisi Edwards.
Congratulations.
Shavane Edwards.
Congratulations.
Daniel Ellis.
Congratulations.
Stuart Ewing.
Congratulations.
Leon Facey.
Congratulations.
Stephen Facey.
Congratulations.
Shavari Fagan.
Congratulations.
Dominic Farquharson.
Congratulations.
Romario Fitzgerald.
Congratulations.
Chelsea Frank.
Congratulations.
Nashawn Fraser.
Congratulations.
Rajiv Gingor.
Congratulations.
Anetta Gordon.
Congratulations.
Gaynor Gordon.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Shusha Gordon.
Congratulations, Mr. Gordon. Well done.
Shantala Gordon.
Congratulations.
Sumay Gordon.
Congratulations.
Shanique Graham.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Siobhan Graham.
Congratulations, Ms. Graham. Well done.
Kaji Grant.
Congratulations.
Chanel Guscott.
Congratulations.
Lafisha Hadley.
Congratulations.
Abigail Hall.
Congratulations.
Trevan Hamilton.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Dana Lee Hammond.
Congratulations, Ms. Hammond. Well done.
Andre Harrison.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Lawyer Horton.
Congratulations, Ms. Horton. Well done.
Ramona Horton.
Congratulations.
Cherise Haynes.
Congratulations.
Kahelia Henderson.
Congratulations.
Mikhail Henry.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Brandon Hines.
Congratulations, Mr. Hines. Well done.
Javon Howard.
Congratulations.
Christine Hilton.
Congratulations.
Khadijah Hilton.
Congratulations.
Janelle Irvin.
Congratulations.
Javon Jackson.
Congratulations.
Ramon Jackson.
Congratulations.
Monique James.
Congratulations.
Akeem James.
Congratulations.
Vonil James.
Congratulations.
Janelle Johnson.
Congratulations.
Caron Johnson.
Congratulations.
Kia Johnson.
Congratulations.
Kristen Johnson.
Congratulations.
Shanice Johnson.
Congratulations.
Janelle Jones.
Congratulations.
Keanu Jones.
Congratulations.
Kimere Jones.
Congratulations.
Daniel Coury.
Congratulations.
Jalisa King.
Congratulations.
Greer Kurbanali.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Shakira Leslie.
Congratulations, Ms. Leslie. Well done.
Tamik Lewis.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Tamira Little.
Congratulations, Ms. Little. Well done.
Laisha Longmore.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Camellia Lyons.
Congratulations, Ms. Lyons. Well done.
Shanice Martin.
Congratulations.
Shauna K. Martin.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Andrew McCartney.
Congratulations, Mr. McCarthy. Well done.
Althea McGregor.
Congratulations.
Daniel McGregor.
Congratulations.
Rochelle Mackenzie.
Congratulations.
Parsha Miller.
Congratulations.
Lashawna Minot.
Congratulations.
Karishma Mirpuri.
Congratulations.
Nusrat Mohammed.
Congratulations.
Chevion Morgan.
Congratulations.
Dana Mowat.
Congratulations.
Gail Mullings.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Rochelle Muncy.
Congratulations, Ms. Muncy. Well done.
Shamara Nation.
Congratulations.
Sharika Nation.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Shannon Newman.
Congratulations, Ms. Newman. Well done.
Hasina Nicholson.
Congratulations.
Adrian Gentles.
Congratulations.
Kadeen Palmer.
Congratulations.
Tissel Patterson.
Congratulations.
Carice Peart.
Congratulations.
Devontae Peters.
Congratulations.
Chantel Phillip.
Congratulations.
Athena Phillips.
Congratulations.
Imani Porcius.
Congratulations.
Adrian Potts.
Congratulations.
Tevin Powell.
Congratulations.
Sashana Ramsey.
Congratulations.
Stephanie Ramsey.
Congratulations.
Shaquille Rawlings.
Congratulations.
Winston Reddy.
Congratulations.
Maika Reed.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Philippa Ritchie.
Congratulations, Ms. Ritchie. Well done.
Josanne Roberts.
Congratulations.
Anisha Robinson.
Congratulations.
Javon Robinson.
Congratulations.
Giorgio Rochester.
Congratulations.
Rosalie Rosedam.
Congratulations.
Sharice Ross.
Congratulations.
Javon Salmon.
Congratulations.
Neelam Samtani.
Congratulations.
Martha Samuels.
Congratulations.
Taj Samuels.
Congratulations.
Ashley Sanderson.
Congratulations.
Donil Scotland.
Congratulations.
Maisha Sewell.
Congratulations.
Jason Smith.
Congratulations.
Jason Cole Smith.
Congratulations.
Michael Smith.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Kevon Stewart.
Well done, Mr. Stewart. Congratulations.
Nicole Sweeney.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Janelle Thomas.
Ms. Thomas, congratulations. Well done.
Sharice Thorne.
Congratulations.
Brian Tomlinson.
Congratulations.
Kimberly Tomlinson.
Congratulations.
Shanice Toller.
Congratulations.
Ishmael Vasquez.
Congratulations.
Peter Gay Walker.
Congratulations.
Timoy Walker.
Congratulations.
Rakiba Walters.
Congratulations.
Latoya Roberts.
Congratulations.
Jadine Webster.
Congratulations.
Daniela Watson.
Congratulations.
Zaire West.
Congratulations.
Damian White.
Congratulations.
Nikita White.
Congratulations.
Kimberly Wickham.
Congratulations.
Chadwick Williams.
Congratulations.
Janelle Williams.
Congratulations.
Kamal Williams.
Congratulations.
Kemar Williams.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Mishka Williams.
Congratulations. Well done, Ms. Williams.
Shantae Williams.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Tony Williams.
Congratulations, Ms. Williams. Well done.
Ariel Wilson.
Congratulations.
Brandon Wilson.
Congratulations.
Saran Wilson.
Congratulations.
Javed Wright.
Congratulations.
Emoy Young.
Congratulations.
Melissa Morgan.
Congratulations.
Therese Richards.
Congratulations.
Janelle Sims.
Congratulations.
Jody Marie Taylor.
Congratulations.
Anika Tomlinson.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Daniel Raphael.
Congratulations, Ms. Raphael. Well done.
Tashay White.
Congratulations.
Kimberly Grant.
Congratulations.
Rochelle Dawkins.
Congratulations.
Serena Morgan.
Congratulations.
Jamela Maitland.
Congratulations.
Danielle Blake.
Congratulations.
Sir, for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Engineering from the Mona School of Engineering, I present Emily Anderson.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Sharika Anderson.
Congratulations, Ms. Anderson. Well done.
Giovanni Bailey.
Congratulations.
Camille Beckford.
Congratulations.
Shaniel Blake.
Congratulations.
Sammy Joe Bryant.
Congratulations.
Montavani Carty.
Congratulations.
Dano Dixon.
Congratulations.
Tina Dolphin.
Congratulations.
Candice Duhaney.
Congratulations.
Abigail Dukenny.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Stephanie Hanson.
Congratulations, Ms. Hanson. Well done.
Dana Johnson.
Congratulations.
With first class honors, Scott Lee Young.
Congratulations, Ms. Leon. Well done.
With first class honors, Sasha Lee Lewis.
Congratulations, Ms. Lewis. Well done.
David Morrison.
Congratulations.
Romaine Morrison.
Congratulations.
Romaine Nugent.
Congratulations.
Dominic Ranger.
Congratulations.
Aisha Robinson.
Congratulations.
Zoe Saunders.
Congratulations.
Dominic Smith.
Congratulations.
Sean Thompson.
Congratulations.
Kareem Williams.
Congratulations.
With first-class honors, Raquel Williams.
Congratulations, Ms. Williams. Well done.
And with first-class honors, Warren Williams.
Congratulations, Mr. Williams. Well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think there were 4 students from the open campus who earned first-class honors, and it was not mentioned. So we're going to have them present again. Thanks.
These are the students from the open campus with first-class honors. When they were initially announced, the class of degree was omitted inadvertently. Bevin Francis with first-class honors.
Congratulations, Ms. Francis. Well done.
Tessia Montague with first-class honors from the open campus.
Congratulations, Ms. Montague. Well done.
From the open campus with first-class honors, Deidrea Patterson.
Congratulations, Ms. Patterson. Well done.
From the open campus with first-class honors, Alicia Thompson.
Congratulations, Ms. Thompson. Well done.
From the open campus with first-class honors, Shelley Ann Wright.
Congratulations, Ms. Wright. Well done. I now call on the class valedictorian, Akira Patterson. Bachelor of Arts in Integrated Marketing Communication with a minor in Entertainment and Cultural Enterprise Management with first-class honors.
Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, Pro-Vice Chancellors and Principals, Ministers of Government, members of the Diplomatic Corps, officers of the university, professors, lecturers, honorary graduates, parents, friends, and fellow graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is with great honor that I stand before you today to deliver this valedictory address on behalf of the graduating class of 2018. For it is indeed a privilege to be a product of one of the most successful and distinguished examples of regional integration in the Caribbean, the University of the West Indies, especially as we commemorate its 70th anniversary. But I also stand here with great humility, because this achievement does not come without the recognition of our incredible journey as Caribbean people and our incredible journey as a class of 2018. As our Vice Chancellor, Professor Sir Hilary Beckles, said in his message regarding the UWI's 70th anniversary milestone, this momentous occasion calls for both reflection and projection. It is indicative of the responsibility that lies ahead. In reflecting on our journey as a class, we cannot deny that we had our fair share of challenges. There is an infamous saying that many of us heard countless times during our studies. If you can make it at UWI, then you can make it anywhere. Now, from the perspective of a first-year student, this is probably one of the most daunting statements that one could hear. However, this experience has taught us that there are two types of challenges: challenges that can break us and challenges that can mold us. It is with great pride that I stand here today to say that this graduating class of 2018 exemplifies the latter. As students in humanities and education, science and technology, engineering and food and agriculture, we have experienced challenges, but we have emerged on the other side far greater versions of ourselves than we ever thought possible. That we made it at the University of the West Indies is undoubtedly a testament to the unwavering support of our families and friends, some of whom are present with us in this moment. Friends, family members, today is as much your day as it is ours, especially to those who personify Buju Banton's lyric, "When mama spend our last and send you go class, never you ever play." We thank you all for your sacrifices and encouragement. In the same breath, we note the dedication of our lecturers and tutors, especially those who often transcended the borders of educators and became motivators, guidance counselors, and mentors. Your stewardship will never be taken for granted. But exactly what does it mean to make it at the University of the West Indies? It means that we know what it is like to spend first days lost trying to find our classrooms and struggling with what seemed like countless foundation courses. Oh Lord. Such as critical reading and writing, the Thanos of them all, seemingly determined to annihilate half of our student population, but really intending to sharpen critical skills. We know what it is like to face the treacherous dangers of having our faith in the hands of group members that we've never worked with before. We know what it is like to risk friendships because of our determination to succeed. We know what it is like to have seemingly endless assignments and clashing deadlines, to spend long hours in the labs, on field trips, and in the commuting students' lounge, and late nights in the libraries, on halls, studying for finals, and some of us having to do all of this while balancing the demands of work, internships, student societies, and club activities. It would be remiss of us not to summon to mind the ways that we have grown in excellence, tenacity, integrity, diversity, and tolerance. These tools, often not spoken of, are what truly determine our success in the face of challenge. Our experience in humanities and education, science and technology, engineering, and in food and agriculture has taught us that there will be several variables in life that we cannot control. But what we can control is our approach to those situations. The female aviation pioneer, Amelia Earhart, said, "The most difficult thing is the decision to act. The rest is merely tenacity. The fares are paper tigers." Today, we reap the reward of our tenacity, but let this be a reminder that as we face challenges outside of this university space, the only difference between success and failure is the refusal to try. In the same way that we became tenacious, we were familiar with the concept of discipline, but we had to learn what it truly meant to apply it. I think that we can all agree that resisting the temptation to go to integration or having to wake up at 5 a.m. to finish an assignment because we did go to integration takes discipline. We also learn to respect the perspectives of our peers regardless of differences in opinion and learn to compromise, which is the true essence of teamwork. We shared classrooms with future educators, engineers, chemists, biologists, physicists, philosophers, historians, archivists, archaeologists, geologists, linguists, creative writers, animators, journalists, media practitioners, entertainment managers, artists and artistes, entrepreneurs, computer scientists, and innovators in agriculture, medicine, and technology, just to name a few. We thrived in the diversity of the university's culture by sharing learning and social spaces with students from across Jamaica, various other islands of the Caribbean, and other countries. We never focused on our differences, but relied on our collective experiences in approaching the task at hand. Allow me to offer myself as an example. As a Grenadian, shout out. There was never a day when I felt excluded while here at the university, and I am now well-versed in the 100 different ways of using the word pre. My classmates and I understand the significance of accepting the nuances of different personalities and developing tolerance for individuality. As we look at each other today, we see strength. Strength in numbers and in the lifelong bonds that ensued from the unlikely, serendipitous circumstances that brought us all together on that bright September morning 3 or more years ago. So, class of 2018, let us remember what it took to make it here and activate our agency as catalysts for change and innovation. Let us remember that, as the late V.S. Naipaul said, the world is what it is. Men who are nothing, who allow themselves to become nothing, have no place in it. Let us, men and women, never allow the fear of failure to prevent us from discovering and pursuing our passions as we help to provide solutions in our countries, region, and the world. Ladies and gentlemen, class of 2018, there is a light rising in the West today, and it is full of promise and purpose. We understand what it means, and we know what it is like to make it at the septuagenary University of the West Indies. It means that we are armed with the tools necessary to make it anywhere. To the world, we say, watch out, world, we're soon forward.
Chancellor, I now call on Professor Stephen Gift, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Graduate Studies and Research, to present to you members of our society for the award of higher degrees.
Sir, I present to you these members of our society who, having fulfilled the requirements of this university, have been awarded postgraduate diplomas or have been admitted to master's degrees, and beg that you recognize their advancement in our society.
By the authority vested in me, I confer on these persons whose names are about to be called, and those who are unable to attend postgraduate diplomas and master's degrees of the university, and recognize their advancement in our society.
From the open campus, sir, for the Master of Arts, I present Crystal Rose. From the Mona campus, for the Master of Arts, I present Dev Marie Blake Brown. Elsa Colliard Burton. Natisha Campbell. Ima Cassie. Khadija Collins. Sasha Gay Dandy. Shanika Diaz. With distinction, Don Dobson. Veronica Duggan. With distinction, Tanise Ellis. Maxine Fagan. Sasha Gay Fraser. Anita Garwood. With distinction, Dene Gilman. With distinction, Jacinth Gordon. Sir, with distinction, Clifford Grant. Judith Henry. With distinction, Kimberly Hines. With distinction, Nicole Hassikobran. Deborah Mattis. With distinction, Michelle Morris. Omar Morris. Nicola Nelson Robinson. Conrad Parks. Jennifer Perrier. Makeda Ramjeet. Michaela Ramlal. Paul Sharp. Sir, with distinction, Audrey Simon. Solomon Smith. With distinction, Unai Walcott Luke. Keisha Walker. Rochelle White. From the Open Campus, sir, for the Master of Education, I present Terry Ann Brown. With distinction, Claudine Campbell Givens. Kimasha Scarlett. From the Mona campus, for the Master of Education, Keshia Allison. Cassania Anderson. Carol Anderson West. Nakita Barnett Hamilton. Aliyah Beecher with distinction. Lacey Ann Blake. Julian Bradshaw. Jason Brown. Shernette Brown. Stepan Brown. Christina Bryan. With distinction, Georgia Brown Dakers. So, with distinction, Karif Clark. Trudy Coney. Debian Dalhouse. Dwayne Daly. Yolanda Davis. With distinction, Krista Davis Williams. With distinction, Peter Gay Ferguson. Carol Gordon Marshall. David Henry. Sharika Hussey. Kadian Levy Hayden. Nigel Martin. Aisha McClary. Donna Morgan. Kadeen Johnson. So, with distinction, Travis Morgan. Vestina Oates. Kishwana Pinnock. With distinction, Michelle Silvera. Fitzroy Simpson. Tamika Smelly. Genevieve Swaby. With distinction, Shanique Walker. Dennis Webster. Ann White. Shara Whitaker. With distinction, Shauna Williams Pinnock. Carleen Gordon. Nadine Campbell. So, for the Master of Library and Information Studies, I present Kamisha Brown Prince with distinction. Tracy Ann Mullings. For the Master of Library and Information Studies, I present Althea Latti. Jacqueline Lawrence. Tamara Marshall. With distinction, Natalie Nugent. With distinction, Kessia Williams. So, for the postgraduate diploma in natural resource management, I present Trudy Parchment. For the Master of Science, Computer Science, Kareem Davies. For the Master of Science, Computer-Based Management Information Systems, Charlotte Bignall Clark. Damian Bogle with distinction. So with distinction, Nigel Brown. With distinction, Nesta Campbell. With distinction, Orain Drummond. With distinction, Daniel Dwyer. Christopher Irwin. Jeremy Dane Ferguson. So with distinction, Kevin Fraser. Sandy Gray with distinction. Vivette Hamilton. With distinction, Lauren Harris. With distinction, Jonathan Inararity. Dane Lewin. Melinda Lloyd with distinction. Kavian Pottinger with distinction. Sidonie Reed with distinction. Rowan Richards. Alicia Stevens. Ricardo Stewart. Andrew Thomas with distinction. From the Mona campus, for the Master of Science, Enterprise Risk Management, I present Shanika McBean with distinction.
Congratulations, well done.
For the Master of Science, Medical Physics, Jordan Isaacs with distinction. For the Master of Science, Occupational and Environmental Safety and Health, Michelle Letts. Kamisha Walters. So, I present to you these members of our society who, having fulfilled the requirements of this university, have been admitted to the degree of Master of Philosophy and beg that you recognize their advancement in our society.
By the authority vested in me, those persons whose names are about to be called and those who are unable to attend, I grant Masters of Philosophy and recognize their advancement in our society.
So, for the Master of Philosophy, Physics, I present Natalie McLean. Master of Philosophy in Chemistry, Dipali Nair. Master of Philosophy in Applied Physics, Devon Sanderson. Master of Philosophy in Cultural Studies, Andrea Todd. Master of Philosophy in Physics, Rochelle Walters. So, I present to you these members of our society who, having fulfilled the requirements of this university, have been admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and beg that you recognize their advancement in our society.
By the authority vested in me, I confer on these persons whose names are about to be called and those who are unable to attend the degree of Doctor of Philosophy of this university and recognize their advancement in our society.
From the Mona campus, so for the Doctor of Philosophy, I present Carl Beckford, Computer Science. Doctor of Philosophy in Geology, Tanisha Edwards.
I recognize your advancement in our society. Congratulations.
Doctor of Philosophy in Curriculum Development, Laura Richards.
I recognize your advancement in our society. Congratulations.
Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Science, Chinazunwa Uwama.
I recognize your advancement in our society. Congratulations.
Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Psychology, with high commendation, Ingrid Hunt Anderson.
I recognize your advancement in our society. Congratulations.
Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Science, with high commendation, Ricardo Anderson.
I recognize your advancement in our society. Congratulations. I now call on the president of the UWI Alumni Association, Jamaica chapter, Ms. Jacqueline Sharp, to lead the graduates in reciting the alumni pledge.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the UE Alumni Association, I want to say a hearty congratulations to you all on achieving this significant milestone and a bright future ahead of you. I now invite the graduating class of 2018 to stand and to recite together the UE Alumni Pledge, which can be found on page 82 of the graduation program. And while you look for the pledge, I would like to officially welcome you to the UE alumni family. I look forward to you becoming engaged alumni, to show your Pelican pride, to become involved in the life of the campus as guest speakers, supporters of sport and hall events, mentors, promoters of the university, and much more. Let us now begin to say the pledge together. As a graduate of the University of the West Indies, I commit myself to uphold the ideals and goals of my alma mater My conduct and voice shall reflect the commitment to excellence of the light rising from the west as I fulfill my social and professional responsibilities and serve my community and region. I will strive to ensure the UWI's place as a Caribbean icon, the catalyst for Caribbean development and leadership. It is a legacy that I will proudly help build for future generations. The UWI, first in our hearts and first in our region. Thank you. I believe the Chancellor will now lead us off in song.
I'm going to disappoint you. The university singers are now going to lead the company in the university song. It's on page 83.
From Caribbean islands, Guyana and Belize, was born a university of the West Indies, proud symbol of our oneness, for strength and unity. With vision clear, you came along to shape our destiny, to follow after knowledge, the truth to seek and find, to teach us love and justice, to liberate the mind. Today we see you rising, a light out of the west, that rides the beam of all who seek the noblest and the best. There is a light that is rising from out of the west, and proud bearers of that light are we. So we follow those whose words have brought glory to your name, making a better world for you and for me. As from your noble portals, your sons and daughters go, to face a world of challenges, to conquer every foe. We'll work and play together, and as time marches on, we'll never forget the lessons that the Hula we are one. UWI, we praise you, we lift our voice in song. We let our big drums roll out and keep that spin ping pong. For you have shaped our lives so that we can truly say, to you we owe our gratitude, our debts we can't repay. There is a light that is rising from out of the west, and proud bearers of that light are we. So we follow those whose work has brought glory to your name, making a better world for you and for me. This is a university of the West Indies.
Would the class of 2018 remain standing, and the rest of the company please be seated? As we come to the end of the graduation ceremony, there's just one matter I think that we should deal with. The valedictorian spoke very eloquently to the issue of your parents, your friends, your family, and the support which they provided to you in this journey through this university. A lot of them are in this hall today. I'd like you to turn, face them, and give them a huge round of applause. Thanks for what they did for you. This brings to a close the public ceremony by which the University of the West Indies has signaled the awards of degrees, diplomas, and certificates to its graduates. The company will now disperse, but not before permitting me to escort our guests and allowing the procession to leave. Go and have a great life.